AEW Revolution must deliver this weekend, and in today's video, we're going to talk about it. Yes, guys, AEW Revolution must deliver this weekend. By the way, my name's Billy TKO. Definitely be sure to like and subscribe. Guys, AEW Revolution right now feels like one of the most important shows that AEW has ever put on. And the reason why I say that is because of the way that AEW has been perceived over the last couple of years. Now, I get it. People have mixed emotions towards AEW right now. They feel a certain type of way towards the company when, sadly, there's some bad things, but there are some good things. And in today's video, I want to go over all of those things. So I want to talk about why it is so important. And I think the number one thing and why it is so important is fan perspective. As you guys know, as fans, we often tend to go back and forth with our opinions. We say one thing and then a month later it means another. But truth of the matter is fan perspective really is everything when you're running a TV show. AEW right now they're starting to feel like they maybe lost some of the fans that they once had, and I think we can all agree there. I get it. AEW has their diehard fans. They are going to continue to have those diehard fans. But what AEW needs to do this weekend is they need to find a way to capitalize back on that what was fan, rather than dealing with your diehard fan. Now, I get it. AEW and who they are going to treat their diehard fans. But in some way, they have to come back and gravitate towards new fans. Because without it, AEW is not going to grow. And that is just the truth. I know some people don't want to hear that, and I know some people don't like to hear that. But truth of the matter is that without that new fan, your company will never grow. So AEW needs to gravitate back towards that fan. And you're probably asking yourself, well, Billy, how can AEW do that since they've, a lot of the times people will argue, lost them already? I have some ideas. And one of those ideas being ending the Death Rider storyline. I think where we are right now, this Death Rider storyline has to come, or at least find its way to a conclusion. I get it. Jon Moxley at one point in time was the person who was holding your company down. He was the person that was really helping your company in a time of need. The problem now is that you have to go away from that. And I'm not saying that you have to go away from it. So you don't have to go away from Jon Moxley. You just have to go away from how this story is being told. Now, how do you do that? Why would you do that? I'm not 100% sure. I don't exactly even know how you could go away from the storyline, but I feel like in some regard, you have to pull away from it. You have to, I think this is the moment where you give Edge the title, or Cope, excuse me. Now, when you give Cope the title, you offer an opportunity to an up-and-coming star to potentially take the belt off him. Because right now, it feels like Jon Moxley is holding that belt hostage. I get it. AEW wants to hold on to the nostalgia, and they want to feel that nostalgia. I really understand it. I get it. But right now is your opportunity to put the belt on Cope. And then you have an up-and-coming star come and get it. Because if you're not having an up-and-coming star, your show is not going to fucking grow. I can't stress that enough. Here's my thing, guys. I'm talking about AEW right now because I was a huge AEW supporter, and I'm starting to come back to the company. I'm starting to feel my flow back. I'm starting to feel what I once felt before with AEW, but now it's a different kind of drive. It's wanting them to succeed. It's wanting them to do well. I want that for AEW. I get it. Takeshita and Kenny Omega, they are going to put on a phenomenal match. Will Ospreay and Kyle Fletcher, they are going to put on a wild match. Tony Storm, Mariah May, they're going to put on a wild match. The thing about it is those wild matches aren't going to be what is going to gravitate and bring back that viewer, because you need to pull back in your viewer. You need to. You have to. There is no way in hell that your company succeeds without it. I get it. People will make the argument, oh, Tony Khan, he is fine. He is going to spend his money on AEW regardless. They're never going to die. And as much as that is true, regardless of the fact, if Tony Khan, whether or not he stops spending money, it will never matter, because if the reputation dies, your company goes along with it. And I don't want to see that happen to AEW. I don't want to see that happen to him. Okay. So how else can we go away from this? How else can we fix this problem? Well, here's another opportunity for you. AEW just signed a new deal with Amazon, and that's where you're going to be able to buy the pay-per-view with Amazon. I think now is a really good opportunity, if you do have anything in the works, to announce that you will no longer be charging the price that you are for your pay-per-views. $50 for a pay-per-view right now feels like the most insane price for pro wrestling, because where it stands with WWE, I can go on Peacock and I can watch the show for $5 a month. Literally, that's simple. Easy money. So, AEW right now has an opportunity to change their prices and potentially do something to where you're not spending $50 on, these number one, very long pay-per-views. These pay-per-views are very, very long. So you got to find a way to cut that down a little bit. This card, it feels a little less long than what a normal AEW card would feel like. So that is good. That feels important. I need that. So you got this deal with Amazon. Bring the prices down. Let's fix that problem, because that is a huge problem. Now, whether or not Tony Khan wants to do that or not, that is up to him. But I just think that is a good way to start gravitating your fans back, at least your viewer, right? Because your viewer is going to be more inclined to watch your pay-per-view if you're not charging $50 for it. That is a very, very old school model. And it worked in the beginning because AEW was such a brand new company. They're not brand new anymore. You don't have to do that. You're out of the honeymoon phase. Dude, do what you need to do. Get the deal. Lower the prices. Nobody wants to pay $50 for a AEW pay-per-view. I'm just going to be upfront and I'm going to be honest. All right. And my last and final point here is getting Mercedes Mone back on track. Mercedes Mone was one of the biggest signings in AEW history. Whether you like to believe it or not, no matter how she feels, that woman is important. She is very important to your company because she is somebody that you can build your company around, alongside somebody like Will Ospreay, your man, your woman. These two people are the keys to unlocking the success for your company. So, if you could get Mercedes back on track with a TBS championship match that we know will probably be good, regardless of the fact, after you have to follow up with her. You have to follow up with her and Harley Cameron and, just getting her back on track with maybe a Tony Storm. You have to pull her in. You have to make her feel important. Her holding the TBS championship is not everything for your company, and she's not going to do great with that belt in particular. If you want to bring your women's championship and you want to make it feel more important than it already has been, because let me be honest, Mariah May, Tony Storm, they've held it down. Bring in Mercedes into that title picture. You're in for a special treat there. But yes, AEW has the most important weekend of all time, in my personal opinion. You guys can let me know your thoughts down in the comments section below. I'm very, very intrigued to hear what you guys think about AEW Revolution. We got the show tonight, so we'll see how they do on the go-home show. And then after that, I'll touch back in with you guys on the live stream. I will be live tonight. Definitely feel free to come and join. Other than that, I'll be talking to you guys later. Peace.